Welcome to Sweethearts or Rivals, podcast number 17.
17.
Shooting on location.
In Nova Scotia.
It's awesome.
We live here.
Yeah, and it's the first part of September, so this is the podcast where we look back at the month of August.
That's right. And we look at new games that we have acquired into our collection, what we played over the course of the month, and things that have shuffled off, and what has entered into our radar.
Awesome.
All right.
So let's get started because we don't want to run out of batteries.
That's right. The first thing is acquisitions. What did we acquire in the month of August?
Well, we got a huge box of games that we ordered from the Board Game Bliss, and we had them ship them all.
That's right.
So we're going to go through the list kind of quick.
Yeah.
We got Town Center.
Town Center, because it was on sale and it had big blocks and looked kind of neat.
Right.
Yeah.
We got La Granja, because it's been on our wish list forever.
Forever.
Yep.
Yeah, multi-use cards, but not overwhelming multi-use cards.
Right.
Actually, thinking the game is all about the multi-use cards is a little misleading a little bit.
I think so.
Yeah, so the game is a little bit different and awesome.
So we also got Francis Drake, because that was on a really super good deal.
Super good sale.
And we were thinking we might not get it just because it's mainly for 3 to 5, I think.
Yeah.
But there's a 2-player variant, and it was on sale, so we're going to try it out.
Yeah, we did some research. Good 2-player variants, so we got it, and what a deal.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
We also got Burano.
Burano.
Which I was super excited about. Beautiful big blocks.
Yeah. Grail Game Achievement Unlocked.
Right.
Nice.
You say that one because I can't pronounce it right.
El Vecchio, or El Vicio. I think it's El Vecchio.
Right.
Yep.
And we got that one because it was on a super good sale, too.
Yeah, and it was Rudiger Dorn who did Karuba and Istanbul, which we really enjoy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we'll give that a try, too.
Yep.
Was there anything else in that box that was from... Oh, yes. Your passing present. Passing present.
I have 2 months off because I'm a teacher, and I worked for 2 weeks. Gave up 2 weeks of my vacation to work and run games, and it was awesome. And I used some of the money I made from that to buy Star Wars Rebellion.
Yes. It's exciting.
It is. I've been wanting this game ever since they announced it without even knowing anything about it. And then as I learned more about it, I wanted it more because I used to play the video game in university all the time. I have a lot of good memories of it, and I can't wait to make memories with the board game.
Awesome.
Cool.
So we did go to the Boardroom Game Cafe, which we have a podcast about that earlier on the channel.
Yep.
And we acquired Time Stories, and we traded Bruges for Abyss.
Yeah. Cool. And that's not all.
No, we got more.
Because we sold some of our games.
Yes, and then we had some money we could reinvest.
Yep.
So something I saw on Twitter was someone was having an awful hard time to find the networks.
Yep.
So we searched all our favorite online board game stores, and we found an awesome deal at Snakes and Lattes, the online store.
Yeah, it was like $10 cheaper than anywhere else, and everywhere else was sold out and free shipping.
Right, so it's like, yeah, add to cart.
Done.
And then 2 more things.
Yep.
We got an expansion for Time Stories.
Yep, Under the Mask.
And we also got the Legendary Encounters Firefly.
Yeah. And we got that shipment from Great Board Games because they were having a sale on some miniatures for Myth. Not that we have Myth anymore, but we want the miniatures to practice painting, and I can drum up some statistics for them so we can use them in Arcadia Quest.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah. So lots and lots and lots of acquisitions this month. Probably like 2 months of like buy and hold, kind of sitting there, and then just all at once.
Yeah, ship on one order, save on some shipping.
That's right.
So we're moving on to what we played in the month of August.
Did we play stuff in August?
Yeah, we played stuff in August.
We played a lot in August.
We played a lot of the games we got.
That's right.
Which is awesome, because usually those games sit on the shelf for a little while.
Yeah.
But not in the summertime, because you're off and you can read all those awesome rule books.
Yeah, and I did.
Awesome.
And we played.
So let's give a few impressions on what we played.
Okay. First one we played was?
La Granja.
La Granja.
I really wanted that game, and I actually enjoyed that one a lot more than I even expected.
Yeah.
And I knew I was going to like it.
I was a little concerned because I knew it was multi-use cards, and we just had, we were looking at Bruges, and the multi-use cards were a bit much, and I think I had trouble with the first couple of games because I kept trying to work these multi-use cards for all these different uses. And then it clicked. I was like, okay, The multi-use cards are great, and if you get that one kind of multi-use card that can help what you're trying to do, go for it. But otherwise, you're just using it to move all of your stuff to the market. That's where all your points come in. Everything you do has to go towards that, and not to the multi-use cards.
I love it. I thought it was going to be a little heavier, I think.
Yeah.
And I'm actually happy it's more of a midweight.
Yeah.
Because it gives me a lot of interesting choices, but I don't feel bogged down with it.
Yeah. It was awesome. I really enjoyed it. I was impressed by it. Cool. We also played
Time Stories.
Yes, we did.
And I think we might have been playing it a little incorrectly at first because we kept failing our missions.
Yeah, it's funny. We would fail a mission and then we would be like, okay, let's try again. And we would set it up and we would start playing it again without reading the
you failed the mission card.
Yeah.
Which
was kind of
what
funny.
a rookie mistake.
Yeah. But it was interesting because we played it like 5 times. And I think it was our last time when we started to realize, oh, we're supposed to be reading these cards. Oh, you're supposed to like finish it on the 3rd playthrough regardless of how well you do.
Right.
And so that was kind of odd. Like,
I know.
Really?
We'll do better on the next one.
Yeah, it was fun though.
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot.
Yep. I'm not going to tell you anything about why I enjoyed it because that might spoil stuff.
It's true. But maybe we might do something where we talk about it.
Yeah.
And we'll just put big spoiler splashes everywhere so everyone knows we're talking about it.
Like our impressions and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on. We also played
Legendary Encounters Firefly.
Yeah.
Which I really wasn't looking forward to because I didn't play those ones that you played with your friends, the alien ones.
Yeah.
Because I really just wasn't interested.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would.
Yeah. I played the Legendary Encounters Aliens, and we've also played a lot of Dominion, and it's a very straightforward, simple deck builder like Dominion, but except it's cooperative, and you're deck building in order to take care of stuff that is shuffling down this line and trying to attack you.
Right.
And you're trying to achieve objectives, which is very neat. The cool thing with the Firefly one is you are playing the TV series. So every game you're going to take 3 episodes and play them, which is really awesome. I think the only thing I'm a little disappointed in the Firefly game is that the main characters that you play, you don't play with their decks.
Yeah, so it seems a little disjointed that way.
Yeah, if I'm Mal, I'm not getting Mal cards. I'm getting the 4 secondary.
Yeah,
but
you only get his cards if he's a supporting character.
Yeah, which is kind of odd, but it's still very neat.
I think it works well.
Yep.
And I guess we have to mention the art because everyone says it's ugly.
Yeah.
And it's not the greatest, but you know what? I don't even notice it when I'm playing the game.
Yeah.
Like, the game is entertaining enough that I don't care really if the art's not 100%.
If I was sitting down looking for some kind of Firefly, like, collector's item, and I was all about the art, I would be very disappointed.
Yeah,
but kind of setting all that aside, and does the art work fine for the game? Yeah. Again,
it's fine.
We're playing, you don't even notice it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. We also played
Abyss.
Yes, we did.
Which I was super surprised that I actually even liked it.
Yeah.
Because I didn't think I was going to like it at all. Because when I saw playthroughs, I don't know if they showcased it off the best.
Okay.
And it didn't look interesting to me at all. It just looked kind of lame.
Well, the interesting thing with Abyss is that the gameplay is so kind of straightforward and simple, and it doesn't look like you're doing much, but there's all these little tiny hidden consequences to everything.
Yeah.
There's all these like really hidden depths behind what looks like a very simple game. So unless you're showcasing all these like, I could do this, but it's going to mean this, and this, which we never did see that.
Right.
It does seem like a simple game.
Yeah.
And it's not.
And I liked how it was like, okay, I've got to get this and this and this to get this.
Yeah.
And then that's going to do that.
Yeah, it was cool.
Which, yeah, it didn't come across in the stuff that I watched on it. And those are the kind of games I kind of like anyway.
It looks like a lightweight game, but it's not. It's actually kind of medium weight.
Medium. On the lighter side of medium, but still medium.
Yeah. We also played
Burano.
I
was super excited to play Burano.
Yep.
And it was really fun.
Yeah.
We only got to play it one time, though, so it made a super good impression on me.
Yeah.
But I think I need more place to actually be able to talk about it better.
Yeah, me too. I was a little disappointed with some of the components. I mean, you do get those giant, awesome colored bricks, which is so amazing.
Yeah.
But the rest of the pieces are like little tiny fiddly chits that
Oh,
are
the
difficult.
people ones.
Yeah,
Yeah. The
that was a
people
little disappointing.
chits. Yeah.
But the gameplay was cool. I
I
enjoyed it.
liked it.
Yeah.
The one thing I have to say, though, it was an import, and the ink that they used on that game gave me a headache. Which usually when you open up a new game, the ink is like, oh, it smells so good. I love the smell of a new board game in the morning.
Okay.
But this one smelled like it was made in a toxic work factory. It was horrible.
Bad ink.
Like, we gotta air it out for me to play it again.
Let your Verano breathe a little while before you play.
Yeah, if you got it from the same place we did.
We also tried Francis Drake out.
I liked Francis Drake actually quite a bit.
Quite a bit.
Even with the 2-player variant, because it's supposed to be a 3-player game.
Yeah.
I found it worked really well.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't very disappointed in the 2-player variant.
I wasn't disappointed at all. I thought it worked perfectly. Like,
yeah.
Like, no wonder the designer gave a thumbs up on that 2-player variant, because it works great. The board gets tightened up, so you're fighting over things. Just like playing Glenmore, and we use the Glenmore die, because of course we have Glenmore.
Right.
That made kind of hopscotching over each other in the buy phase really, really tight. That third NPC player would definitely steal some stuff that you really wanted to get.
It did happen quite often.
So it was awesome.
Yeah.
Great big board game that just big and just you're going all over the place. It's great.
And I was surprised, so I probably knew it originally before we bought it, but then when I saw the board, I'm like, there's only 3 rounds?
Yeah.
It's going to be the shortest game ever. But I think it came in at quite close to an hour, so...
It's kind of perfect.
Yeah, it had great timing. It worked really well.
Yeah. Yeah. Can't wait to play that again.
Me too.
Then we played?
Oh, Star Wars Rebellion. Which, you know what? I wasn't sold on getting this game, and the only reason we got it was because that you, like, worked extra hard just so you could buy it.
That's right. I set it up so that you could play the Empire, because the Empire is straightforward, find the base and to kill them.
Right.
And I was Rebellion, and I had to play sneaky games.
Mm-hmm.
And I am not disappointed in the game at all.
Me either. Because I thought I wasn't going to like it, because who cares about these different stories? Like, Star Wars is Star Wars, and there's no other way Star Wars can be Star Wars.
Not true.
Right.
And it all started when she subjugated the Wookiee homeworld, which was a rebellion planet. And then I tried to incite a rebellion on that planet, and they got put down harsh, and many Wookiees died, which really upset Chewie, who then got captured.
Captured by the dark side,
and turned to the dark side. And then for the rest of the game, Dark Chewie would show up wherever Han was and put him down. Han was useless for the rest of the game.
Dark Chewie rules.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I think the only thing about the game that I didn't enjoy a whole lot was when you're doing combat, you have to draw the tactical cards.
Yeah, I didn't like the combat at all.
Yeah. I'm thinking as a variant, the next time we play, we take out all of the tactical cards, and when you roll your dice, the tactical number of the leader is how many dice you get to re-roll, and the 2 lightsabers, which lets you play and get more of the tactical cards, is just 2 successes. And then it's just simply roll, this is how many successes, battle done.
Yeah, we'll try it and see how it is.
I think that'll speed up and streamline the battle a whole lot.
But the battle just felt drug on, and it was not interesting whatsoever.
Yeah.
And I was a little disappointed when you gave me all my pieces and I could only have 2 Death Stars.
Only 2.
Only 2.
I'm like setting up, I'm like, a Death Star? She starts off with a Death Star? She started with a Death Star. That was crazy.
I didn't get my second one out in time, though.
No.
But I did win.
Yeah.
Just
on the last possible round.
Right.
It was awesome.
It was
Can't wait
fun.
to play it again. It's good.
What else?
We also played Town Center.
Yep.
Town Center was interesting.
I'm still confused by the rules.
Me too. And I think that's the thing is, like, every relationship between the different blocks and how the different blocks expand, plus how they score and their relationship with the power, is different from when you're playing and when you're scoring. And it's just, you need like a cheat sheet for the cheat sheet for like the reminder of how to play and how they all relate. It was very confusing.
But it looks awesome on the table.
Yeah, when you're done, you're like, that looks cool. I don't know what it means, but it looks cool. Did I win? I don't know. Well, I guess so.
And I think it's going to take at least 3 or 4 more plays for me to really understand it. And the last new game that we played was Oddball Aeronauts.
Yeah, we've had this for a while.
A long time.
Yeah.
And we hadn't played it because you hadn't read the rules.
Yeah, and we had a Kickstarter edition because we got in a math trade, and there were some cards in a tin and cards in a box, and I was confused by which was which. But I finally read the rules, and I finally understood it, got our decks done, and we played. And meh.
I know. And we got it because it's one of those games that you can play, like, you're holding your cards,
Yeah.
and you can just play, like, anywhere. Like, if you're sitting waiting for something.
Yeah, in a lineup at a bank, you could, like, play this, apparently.
Yeah. But, I don't know.
Yeah.
It didn't strike me.
No, it's just kind of a player versus player, straight up kind of take that, you take damage, I take damage, you take damage. And it's, I get to choose, like, if I'm going to use cannonballs or crew or something else that I can't remember. And it's kind of a bit of a random fest. Like, oh, here's my crafty plan. Oh, you just chose that purely randomly and kicked my butt.
That's the thing about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. My grandmaster plan I put a lot of work into, completely useless by your one card choice that you just happen to get. Oh, well.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's probably going to go into the math trade pile, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
That's mainly the new games that we played in the month of August.
So let's go on to
what came on our radar.
Yeah, and I was kind of surprised because with Gen Con already gone and with Essen coming up, I figured there would be like all these games on our radar.
Yeah.
And there are some, but not nearly as many as I thought.
Same with me.
Kind of surprising.
I think we're getting more picky about the games that we choose.
Very much so.
Now that we really know what we like and what we don't like, and it's getting easier to like make a decision when we're watching something.
Yeah.
Rather than having to have the experience of playing it.
Yeah. And it's actually to the point where we've gotten enough games that if we go to a convention with a library or to the Boardroom Game Cafe, there's not a ton of games to try. So it's actually kind of nice to like not get all the games that might pique our interest so that we can try them later.
Right. It's a good idea.
And it saves us money. Maybe we can go to a convention next year if we save enough money.
Maybe.
There we go. So, games that are on our radar, because they do look amazing, and we've already done some research on most of them, are...
I really like Lotus.
Yeah.
It looks really interesting. It's an area control game, but it's got the theme of flowers, and then you've got like little bugs that you put on your flowers to like control your areas.
Yeah, each of us has like our own little bits that we put on there to kind of claim control. I think it's really cool how you place a card down and there's a little bit of an outline to show how to place the next card, so it becomes like all the petals of a flower, and it does look really amazing.
So pretty, yeah.
And normally I hear area control and think 2-player, this is got to be something like amazing for it to work, because area control usually does not work for 2-player.
Not well anyway.
Yeah, but from what we've seen and watched, it looks like it could be a decent 2-player area control game. Mm-hmm. And look amazing. Cool.
What else? Rising Sun.
Rising Sun is very interesting because as soon as I saw the miniatures and that it was kind of a spiritual successor to Blood Rage, I was, and of course the theme being like mythological Japan, I was like, I am so interested in this game.
Yeah, it was pretty much, you were thinking Instabuy probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I found out it's 3-player minimum because the game has a lot of diplomacy and negotiation, and if you break any of the kind of negotiations, your honor drops, which makes perfect sense for a kind of feudal Japan samurai type game. Mm-hmm. But you would need 3 players and probably more to make it work
really well.
And so I'm still very interested, but it has dropped way down on my radar. Yeah,
because mostly I would have to say 95% of the games we play are just with the 2 of us.
Yeah, we have very few games that are more than 2, and the ones that we do have barely get played. Yeah, it's too bad.
Ooh, we found that there was going to be an expansion for 5 tribes called the Thieves of Nakala.
Yeah, and it's just a mini expansion, but it adds ways that you can steal stuff from the other players.
Yeah, so we're probably going to pick that up for sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, super cheap. A little tiny mini expansion. Looks kind of cool. Mm-hmm. 5 tribes is awesome.
Yeah, enjoy it a lot. Ooh, another one was Terraforming Mars.
Yeah.
Which I think the theme is awesome for that. I love space themes.
Yeah.
But I'm not sold on it yet because it's not pretty at all. But of course, Mars isn't the most beautiful planet, I don't think, in the world either. I mean, in the universe.
We just watched The Martian, and like
I don't even want to talk about that movie.
The Martian's like landscapes were really cool. They looked awesome.
The visual effects in The Martian were cool, but that movie was way too tense for me. I don't want to think about it anymore.
It's a good movie. But yeah, the game looks really interesting and cool. It's kind of, I don't know, almost like semi-cooperative. Like you're all trying to terraform Mars.
Yeah.
But who can contribute the most and in the best way? And a lot of engine building. Engine building's awesome.
I think I'm interested and I really want to try it, but I don't think I'm going to run out and buy it without trying it first.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good call.
So we might be able to when the Boardroom Game Cafe gets it. Hopefully the next time we go up there, which will be in several months, of course.
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll have it and we can play it there.
That'd be cool.
And we found out that there's going to be an expansion for one of our most favoriteest games ever of 2-player variety, and it's Targi.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited, and I don't even care that it's only going to be printed in German because they said on the Board Game Geek that they're going to post the English rules.
Yeah, exactly.
That's good enough for me.
And I can't imagine it having so much text that it being in German would be a big deal.
No, and I think the issue that some people are having because of between the German and the English version, I think the original had a little bit different of components.
Oh, okay. And
I think they're worried that the components won't match. I don't care about that. Targi's so awesome, I don't care about that at all.
It's true. It's got people riled up enough that there was a
petition.
Yeah, a petition that went around the other day to sign to for Z-Man Games. Hey, get this and publish it right now.
Well, they probably will. But I'm okay with the German version.
Yeah. We will keep an eye out for it because Targi rules.
Yes, and Board Game Bliss gets a lot of imports, so I don't even have to worry about it. I'm sure they'll get it and we'll snag a copy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What else, hon?
We took a look at Vast the Cavern.
Well, you must be interested in that because I kind of am not interested in that.
The interesting thing with this is that when I watch stuff on Vast and how it plays up to 5 players, but each player is playing a completely different game within the whole thing. Everyone has a completely different style of play. Everyone's playing a different character, and one of the characters is the cave itself, and everyone has a completely different goal, and it looks absolutely amazing. It's definitely not a game to run out and buy because if you're going to play the dragon, you need to learn a completely separate game than the person who plays the goblin. So if me and you learn player 1 and 2, that would be as far as it would get, because if somebody else were to play, we'd have to teach them the whole game over again.
Right.
Yeah. It looks absolutely amazing. I think this is a cool idea. I think it would work really well. I don't think it's something we'll ever buy because we're straight up 2-player game people.
And I think it's very involved.
Yeah.
And we like to play a lot of games.
Yeah.
And I think if you get this one, you're going to want to invest a lot of time and energy into just that one game.
Yeah. But there are a couple people in our area that we game with that will ask me every now and then, so good games I should be looking out. And sometimes when I know there's a game to play with more than 2 people that we're not going to get, I'll put the bug in their ear and they'll go buy it. So
there you go.
We'll see.
We'll see.
And another one that kind of came onto the radar was Chronicles 1 Origins.
And that's going to be a legacy game.
Yeah. And wow. I have no idea if this is going to work, but the idea just blows my mind with amazement.
It sounds really cool, actually.
Yeah.
Because what it is, it's going to be a series of 5 games. Each game's a legacy game. But when you start game 2, you're going to be able to carry forward with what you've set up from game 1.
Yeah.
Which sounds really cool. And you're starting in a civilization, like the Stone Age, right?
Yeah. The first box is the Stone Age and the Bronze Age.
So it looks super interesting.
Yeah.
So maybe this will be the legacy game that we're going to want to get in on.
I'm hoping so. And it's not a game where you play Chronicles once or twice and then you got to wait for the next game to come out. You play it several times, and every time you do something, that carries over to the next game and develops things more. And then, yeah, by the time you play the 5th box version, things that you did way back, decisions that you made in the Stone Age, may still have consequences.
Right.
Which is mind-blowingly
Seems
awesome.
cool. Yeah. So we're going to be keeping an eye out for that one.
Yeah.
And definitely when people start talking about it a little bit, it's
Yeah.
going to give us a better idea if that's something we want to invest in.
And especially where I'm watching a lot of stuff on Seafall, because I was kind of interested in Seafall, and now I'm not.
Well, I wasn't. It's the theme.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm going to have a legacy game, I want to be super invested in the theme.
Yeah.
And for me, Pandemic, we've already talked about that. I don't like germs or diseases, and I don't want to play a board game about it.
Yeah.
And Seafall's about not necessarily pirates, right? But it's seafaring.
Yeah, exploration and stuff.
Yeah, and that doesn't grab me either. So, I don't know.
Because of the research I've kind of been doing on Seafall and how it, I don't know, to me it looks like it didn't really do what it was supposed to do.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but the impression that I got from watching other people's impressions is that you have to invest like a ton of time before it gets interesting in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Which just seems lame. So that has me hesitant, where I'm super on board with Chronicles and what it's going to try to do, but it's going to be a ton of research.
Before we invest.
Yeah.
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 It's awesome.
But looks amazing.
Cool.
Yeah. So that pretty much wraps up podcast number 17.
Right, and I hope that shooting on location worked. It's the first time we ever tried it. We'll see how it is to edit.
We'll see. Maybe we'll shoot from some other places around Yarmouth and Nova Scotia.
Oh yeah, we should if it works out for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So we'll say thanks for watching and or listening.
Yep.
And we'll talk at you later.
Thanks a lot. Thought that thing was going to hit me in the head. I was like, I'm being buzzed by a butterfly. Anyway.